All right, so guys, it's been a few days since the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and I thought to myself, I'll give it a few days to see how I feel, and see if my opinion's changed. But it hasn't. I still feel Lewis Hamilton was robbed, but fair play. Look, Max is champion. That's it. I don't want to go too much into it. I just want to kind of reflect on like what's happened. But Lewis Hamilton was still robbed, though. So just saying. But yeah. Um, I think in summary, what I've learned is that the FIA are stupid, basically. And again, you can't blame Max for this. You can't blame anyone for this, but the FIA and Michael Massey. One, the FIA's actions on the day were stupid, and two, their regulations are stupid. Um, I don't understand how you can have regulations that sort of overwrite other regulations and basically make everything else kind of pointless, make all the other rules kind of pointless, and have certain regulations that are so open to interpretation that there's no limit on what an individual can do, and there's no limit to how they can sway a race in one direction or the other, kind of thing. There has to be limits, no matter how open a regulation is. Otherwise, where's the fairness in that? Like that means an individual can basically do whatever they want to influence the race in the way they want, like no matter what's happened or what's happening at that point. And again, that makes no sense. That doesn't happen in any other sports. Like in other sports, there are sort of regulations that are open to interpretation, but there's still a limit to it. There's still certain guidelines you follow. And, that didn't happen. And also just on the day, the way Michael Massey got outfed by both Christian Horner and Toto Wolff was unacceptable. You can't be outfed by two individuals like that. You really can't. They ran the race. Michael Massey didn't run it whatsoever. Well, he did in the end, but under strong influence and I think a rush of blood to the head as well. And for that reason, Michael Massey has to be replaced. But it's not just a Michael Massey problem. The regulations have to be rewritten in a way that's actually fair. And I'm not taking anything away from Max, guys. Like I'm not in particular a Max fan. I'm not a Lewis fan in particular. I have no favorite driver. I'm just a racing fan. And what I want to see is fairness at the end of the day. And if Max won, he did win. Fair enough, whatever, he won. But I don't think you can argue that there's a feeling of bittersweetness. And if Max did win in like a legitimate way, I would be happy for him. I even said before the race, if Max wins, I'll be happy. If Lewis wins, I'll be happy as well. But as long as it's like legitimate, which it wasn't at all in my opinion. A lot needs to be done. And I just watched Toto Wolff's sort of interview, and he looked broken. And you would be when you put in that much hard work, you grind the whole season, you make a comeback like they did in the second half, and you do everything you can. You're gonna feel a bit, not a bit. You're gonna feel very heartbroken. And people saying, "Oh, they've already won 7 titles." Man, when you do sports, you're always gonna be a competitor, aren't you? It doesn't matter. Like a win's a win, like in terms of you wanting it, kind of thing. And again, that the same applies for Max as well. I have nothing against Max. Like he did all he could. Like there's for people saying, people saying negative stuff about Max as well. Like, why? He didn't do anything wrong. He just raced hard, and he tried to win, and that's all you can do. Everyone would have done the same in that situation. But I think for sure something needs to be done about this. The FIA needs to fix up. They're incredibly stupid. And Lewis was still robbed. But I think that's, we know that already. And I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted to win the F1 championship in the courts as well. And I think he'll come back stronger, hopefully with better rules, regulations, and a different race director as well. But it is what it is. Max, the F1 champion. And hopefully, we can perhaps do something positive for the sport in the future, but I'm not sure.